Hey, I'm here going to talk about knowing your reality. Your reality in this game is very important as a player. Your reality on this planet is very important to everything. My reality, I'm 5'6", and I play a game that tall people are supposed to play. I do not belong. I'm not supposed to be playing this game. And I understand that. Anything I did in this game was a plus because I'm not supposed to be playing it. Everybody is a 6 foot and over game, and I'm 5'6". That's my reality. And because I understand that reality, that's what always made me work extremely hard, because I have to work harder than everybody else. If it's 2 point guards and it's me at 5'6", and there's another point guard at 6'4", they're gonna always look at the 6'4" guy first. I have to sway their mind to want to go with me. And the only way I can do that is, like when I talk about politics before, that's a part of politics. Work harder than them, perform better than them consistently. That's how it works. And that's how it happens. That's exactly how it happens. So, knowing your reality is extremely important. Knowing what coaches are looking for is extremely important. Just because you can put the ball in the rim does not mean that's what they're looking for. It has a lot of things in play that has to do with you even being in situations. So say I coached a kid in high school a few years ago. It was at Oxon Hill when I first got there. He was a sophomore. I tried to work with him to be a point guard. He was one of the better players. He had a large upside if he decided to buy into being a point guard. But he didn't want to be a point guard. He just wanted to shoot threes, and his peoples only worked with him on shooting threes. He also didn't listen to anything I said. He looked at me like I didn't know what I was talking about when I told him he needed to be a point guard, because that's not what he wanted to do. He just wanted to shoot threes. Long story short, he ended up graduating. He was all met. He was one of the better players in the county, and he was one of the better shooters in the county. But he was 5'9". 5'9". He wanted to play Division I. I knew that wasn't going to happen. He's 5'9". If he was 6'6", yeah, but he's 5'9". That be the problem most of the time. People think that just because they do a certain thing, people should like them or recruit them or anything like that. It has a lot to do with how tall you are, athletic ability, strengths and weaknesses, and what you're going to bring to my team. So the reason why a 5'9" guy can't go to a high-level team and just be a shooter is because he's a liability on offense and defense. So if you're a shooter and you have 5'9", you can shoot the three and you don't handle the ball well, so they got to have a point guard out there. The point guard is normally the shortest person on the floor anyway. You can have your shooting guard shorter than your point guard, or you have two short guys on the floor at a high level, and you can't handle the rock. Guards have to be able to handle the rock. A shooting guard ain't nothing but a point guard that scores, basically. Now, to be a shooter, you a role player now. If you just shoot, you're just a role player. You're a catch and shoot guy. So those guys normally come off the bench, or if they do play and they start, they're about 6'7" at a high level Division I. 6'7", 6'8". Why? They're extra rebounder. That's one main reason. They're extra rebounder. The team is not small. If you play zone, they cover more area. When you're short, what's keeping the other team from making switches and posting you up on the block? All of these things. You're already a liability because you're short. But since all you could do is shoot, what if your shot not on? What are you going to do other than just shoot if you're off that day? You're 5'9". You got to know your reality. I know, like, back home in New York, people would think that just because you beat somebody one-on-one, you're better than them. And that's not true. Does not matter. It's what you can do in a 5-on-5. That's what counts. It really don't. Like, there's a lot of things that comes into play. You just have to know how everything works and get this information. I always say, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You have the knowledge, you become wiser, and you make better decisions, understanding. Simple. A lot of people done skipped knowledge and just went straight to trying to understand things, and it's not working. Know your reality. Know who you are as a player. Know what you're good at. Know what the coaches are looking for. Those are all the things that are important. And that's basically what I wanted to let people know, and hope parents who's watching this understand this with their kids, or any players that's playing high school or anything like that. Understand. You have to know your reality. Who are you? There's a kid now who been brought to my attention. I spoke to him a few times, and he wants to transfer schools because his school is not a big school. And as a freshman, he averaged 25. Only thing is that it's in the B division. I told him, if it's in the B division and it's not that good, how about you lead the state in scoring? Keep getting better. Do what's great. What's going to help you. Your reality is you're good, but if you want to go to a bigger school, you might not play. You gotta know your reality. I had another kid in New York. Kid could shoot extremely well. Really shoot. Great shooter. But the other kids that he was around had way more recognition than him. They jumped higher. They was much faster. Their upside was higher at the time. He was not as athletic as they were. So what he decided to do was, he didn't like the fact that people said he could shoot. So he started trying to drive and dunk on people. Messed up his whole recruitment. My man was getting buckets. He averaged 20, but he was getting 20 the wrong way. If he laid back more on his jump shot and was knocking things down, and he was about 6'2", and he's a point guard, he could handle the ball, he could do all of that. And he could shoot really good. He would have been fine. He would have had a bunch of schools. But since he tried to change his game up and try to be like somebody else, messed him up. That wasn't his reality. The other kid's reality was that weakness part of their games was shooting, but they was fast, strong, crazy athletic. You know what I mean? They had, and also they was known, that people knew them since middle school. People knew them, so of course they known them already, and they were gonna get more homage than he did. But at the same time, you worrying about what they're doing in their reality messed up your reality. And ever since then, everything kind of went downhill. I wish he listened, but you just have to know your reality, and that's what this video is all about.